Hey y'all, it's my review for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, episode 11. We opened this episode finding out that 3 of the cast members have come down with COVID. Garcelle, Lisa Rinna, and Erika Jane. Now, this is around the time when Omicron was wreaking havoc and just messing up all of our holiday plans. They're in like the middle of December now. So they won't be able to go to Kyle's charity luncheon that she's having at her house with Jamie Lee Curtis. Now let me start out by saying I love me some Jamie Lee Curtis. I was introduced to her for the first time when I was watching the movie True Lies. That was one of my favorite action movies from the 90s with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis and, what's his name? Tom Arnold? I think that was it. Good movie, you know, back in my day. But yeah, so we see Jamie coming up to Kyle's house. She is looking fabulous in her power lesbian suit, looking so good. Kyle knows everybody in Beverly Hills, but she lets us know that she met Jamie on the set of Halloween, the very first one when she was a kid back in 1979, I think. And speaking of Halloween, I think I've only seen maybe one Halloween in my lifetime. Like, I get the cultural significance of it, but I just was never a fan of that horror franchise. We also get a little fun fact that Jamie Lee Curtis has been on the Housewives before, back in 2013, whichever season that was. So then we start seeing the ladies that don't have COVID arriving to Kyle's house, starting with Dirty Diana, Cherie, who's looking gorgeous, and then Dorit, Sutton, and Crystal. I still think it's an interesting group of ladies, even though Rinna, Garcelle, and Erika are out. Child, the look on Diana's face when Sutton walks in, like she looks completely repulsed by her. Little does Diana know that we're all repulsed by her. I can only imagine how good this luncheon would have been if everybody wasn't sick. It's funny when Dorit arrives, she's the only one that's fangirling over Jamie Lee Curtis. Everyone else is just playing it cool like, hello, Jamie. Oh, Jamie, nice to meet you. Child, I would have been like, True Lies, I loved you so much in it. Oh my God, I love you. But yeah, I mean, I guess in LA you gotta be like that. It's the little moments in Beverly Hills that tickle me. Like for instance, Sutton talking to Jamie Lee Curtis. Like she's wearing a little bit of leopard and Sutton has like a little leopard bag. She's like, oh, that's all I'm missing is this leopard purse. Sutton's like, oh, you want it? And I bet Sutton was dead ass serious. I wish Jamie would have said, yeah, I want it. I think she probably would have gave it to her. And speaking of Sutton, when she goes to sit down, she's like, Kyle, really? She has Sutton sitting right next to Diana. Kyle knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. I don't trust her. She's a snake. Kyle! I love her though. More funny moments in Beverly Hills. So they're all seated and Cherie is now sat next to Sutton. And Cherie's eyelash is like kind of falling off. And she's asking Sutton to help her glue it back on. Damn, ladies. Y'all gotta actually put like glue on your eyelids? Oh man, the standard of beauty these days. But it looks like Sutton didn't really know what she was doing, so now there's a little hazard on Cherie. So good old Jamie Lee Curtis, the mother figure, is helping Cherie out. She even bats Sutton's hand away. I caught that. Jamie Lee Curtis looks like the type of white woman you just don't want to piss off. I mean, I'm sure she's, on our side, y'all, but I just don't want to piss her off. She looked like she would scold me. So on the further end of the table, we see Dorit asking Diana about her meetup with Sutton. And let's just say Diana ain't fucking with Sutton. I think she's over her. Now speaking of Dirty Diana, a lot of you have been noticing her lip licking, and I swear to God, y'all, I have not noticed it. Maybe because every time she comes on my TV, I look at my phone, but I'm gonna look out for it on this episode. So as the luncheon is getting started, per usual, the food at Kyle's house, it just looks so unappetizing and bland. I mean, that's just a constant theme when we're at Kyle's house. Like, why the food be looking like that? Oh my God, I just saw the lick lip. I was just talking about it. I had no idea she does it so much. Wow. It's so funny that nothing happened at this charity luncheon, but I'm still just so entertained. And that's why I love Beverly Hills so much. I mean, these bitches just know how to do it. So now lunch is over, the ladies get up from the table, Jamie leaves, and for some reason, the ladies split up in Kyle's house. So in one room you have Cherie, Sutton, and Dorit, and in the other you have Crystal, Kyle, and Diana. So now Dorit's trying to get the tea from Sutton from her perspective, how her meeting with Diana went. And Sutton is like, the bitch hates me. So Cherie is asking Sutton like, why are you always in trouble? And Sutton's like, well, I just speak my mind. And Cherie's like, well, how's that going for you? Sutton's like, okay, then, well, I won't say anything. Y'all gonna notice when I don't say anything. I think we can read between the lines and know that, Sutton has been carrying this season. Whether you like her or not, these past 11 weeks, most of the episodes have been focused around Sutton. I honestly don't understand why Sutton feels like she's wrong in this Diana situation. She just confronted her, like I said in my last video, about why is she here at Garcelle's party when she just offended the host and you were supposed to be on bed rest, so you're contradicting yourself. Like, is you sick or not? I think a lot of these ladies are giving Diana grace because of her wealth and status. I just saw the lick lip again, so that's 2 times. We are 17 minutes in the episode. Look, I'm gonna be looking for the lip licking from now on. And it's so crazy, like she puts her entire tongue out, like, just like that. So the other ladies are talking about how Crystal came forward on social media about her struggles with her eating disorder. They're talking very in-depth about it, especially Kyle, but Kyle reminds us that she struggled with the eating disorder herself. This definitely reminds me of Jackie from Housewives of New Jersey and what she was going through. It looks like Crystal definitely needs some assistance with this, like Jackie. They're definitely having a moment right now. I feel bad for Crystal because her situation is not something that gets fixed overnight. This takes like years to get over. So yeah, she has my empathy. However, I'm gonna be honest, y'all, like, don't hate me. I'm just saying that I'm glad that she disclosed this and we're getting to know more about Crystal, but I still don't think that this show is for her. I don't know, I just feel like they're forcing Crystal down our throats. Maybe that is not the right analogy to use, but I just feel like they are really like pushing Crystal on us and she's just not working on this show. There are a lot of times where I forget Crystal is even in the scene, and if this is the only way she's able to get camera time or shine, then yeah, I just don't think it's the show for her. Y'all get what I mean? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm sure she is a sweet lady. I just do not like her for this show. Child, no, I'm wondering, should I edit this shit out? Because I don't want y'all to cancel me. So after that, Kyle, Crystal, and Diana join the other ladies, and now they're all in the same room. And producer Kyle's like, oh, so what were you ladies talking about? Kyle, we see right through you. I wish Sutton was like, well, what were y'all talking about? I just know Kyle gets on Sutton's last fucking nerves because it's so obvious that she's trying to like bring up her and Diana's beef. Diana says awkward, and then Sutton just has no choice but to talk about their meetup. And she says that Diana is just not in a place to forgive me right now. I wouldn't have a problem with that. Because guess who's not coming back next season? Diana agrees with Sutton that she's just not in a place to forgive her ass right now. So Diana's saying her sob story, what was me, what she was going through, but what does this have to do with how you treated Sutton on the private jet after she already apologized to you, and your rude ass message to the group, singling out Garcelle? Like, what does that have to do with anything? Sutton, I disagree with you. She says she's 95% to blame. Really? What show am I watching? Because I would say it's about 60-40 Diana's fault. Like Sutton, she came for Diana first at Garcelle's party, but I think it was for good reason. But Diana was being a bitch for at least 2 or 3 episodes. I don't even know why we giving her bigoted ass so much attention, because it's not like she don't go to the reunion. She definitely not gonna be on Watch What Happens Live anytime soon. We got 10 weeks left of episodes. So Sutton apologizes again, but I think it's just because she don't want to be viewed as the bad guy. So next scene we're with Lisa Rinna. She's on FaceTime with Erika. Erika has 2 more days of isolation and she's free to leave her house. So we find out that the next event is going to be at Diana's house. It's a Christmas party. Now, someone on Twitter brought up a good point about Lisa Rinna. Why we never see the inside of her house a lot? Like, we mostly see like her patio or in front of her house, but we're never like inside her house. And I just realized that. I'm thinking it's because her decor is just really old and her house is just a little outdated in the inside. Maybe she's aware of that. She does have a beautiful backyard though. So now they're on the topic of this publication that has Erika and Tom on the front cover. A whole expose on them. I think it's the LA Times. And of course, Erika's lying through her teeth saying, oh yeah, it's all old news. They're just really behind. They don't have the facts. Girl, whatever. Lisa then asks Erika, has she spoken to Tom? And she says yes, he checked up on her. She says a lot of the times when she talks to Tom, he doesn't know who he's talking to. You know, she gotta keep her story straight. Now my opinion, I think that Tom and Erika are just cooperating with each other. I think he's fine. I think it's an act, but you know, that's something very hard to prove. I think Tom is trying to protect Erika, and I think Erika is trying to protect Tom. So Erika also gives us an update on her separation from Tom. She says they're legally separated, but they won't be getting a divorce anytime soon because of legal issues, like where money is all caught up. And she actually says in her confessional that if she does divorce Tom at this moment, she would have to give him alimony. I don't know how that works. Any legal eagles in the comments? Help her brother out. At this point, I just don't believe anything Erika's saying. Like, she doesn't say anything credible. We saw how much Jen Shaw was lying and how that came to light. I don't put it past Erika either. So next scene, we're with Diana and her gay fiance, and they're with the party planner talking about their upcoming Christmas gathering. Again, I can't stand her, but her house is absolutely beautiful. There go to lip licking again. I just saw it. That's number 3, y'all. Oh my God. So next scene, we are at Kathy Hilton's fortress, and she's coming down the stairs. I've missed Kathy Hilton. Now, you know, this season I hear they gunning for her, but for right now, I like her. So I'm glad to see her. Her house is decked out for the holidays. I feel poor already looking at this. So Kyle and her Birkin arrives at Kathy's doorstep. Kyle really has a Birkin in every color. Kathy's house is amazing. She's talking about how it's in some digest magazine. I missed the name, but she's just so quirky. She's like if you put Kim Richards and Martha Stewart together, you have Kathy Hilton. So Kathy and Kyle just outside on her patio about to have lunch and just acting goofy. I'm not even about to break down their conversation. So Kathy's servant comes out with 2 baked potatoes. I'm guessing that's their lunch. They just have this big pot of caviar, like probably thousands of dollars worth, and she's just stuffing it in the baked potato, like to the brim of it with caviar. Have I had caviar before? I don't think so. And it's crazy because one of my old restaurants, Zuma, we served caviar, like the Osetra caviar, and because it was a fancy place. And we had like a tasting. I just didn't want to try it. If y'all didn't know, I'm a picky eater. That doesn't look appetizing to me. But I don't like baked potatoes either. Yeah, I told y'all I'm a picky eater. Child, what am I watching? I feel like I'm watching like an Adult Swim show. Like, Kathy just needs her own show. Like, y'all, if we were in a restaurant, that baked potato would be like at least $600. And y'all notice how Diana tries to come off so rich and try to say how rich she is? Kathy Hilton, she is rich, and she doesn't have to say anything. So next scene is the day of Diana's Christmas party. We get a little montage of all the ladies getting ready, and then we find out that Dorit has now come down with COVID. Oh, I feel bad for her because in the very beginning of the episode, she was just like, oh, I dodged the bullet. Now she's at home. So she's not going to be at this event, but all the other ladies will. I mean, honestly, it's Dorit. We're not missing much. So we're at Diana's now, and she comes down the stairs, and it looks like she's just wearing one big sequin sheet. Like, she's just draped in a sheet right now. We see her kids are coming to the party too, her grown ones. Now, I read in the comments that y'all told me that Damon Dash's daughter is dating Diana's son. Was she on Growing Up Hip Hop or whatever? Like, I wouldn't have known. I totally forgot that fast that her kids are grown, like over 21. Because I was like, why does her son have a glass of champagne right now? So of course, y'all, we have a fancy party on Beverly Hills. Let's get into the looks. First up is Crystal, and I just gotta say, finally, she's dressing her age. Like, she looks sexy in this green short dress. Like, it is short too. I'm so surprised. Like, she looks amazing. The hair, the makeup is bomb. I'm like, where was this girl last season? Next up is Cherie, and she's looking very chic right now, dressed in all black. It's okay, not a standout, but definitely an 8 out of 10 for me. Lisa Rinna is up next, and I'm loving what she's wearing too. She's wearing like a short dress like Crystal. It's like a little blazer dress. She looks good, and she has her like iconic hair. Erika Jane walks in, and she's giving it too. Is the theme like mini dresses? Like this pink mini dress and this huge fur coat? I'm living for it. her, even though she's broke these days, she's bringing the fashion. Shall we see Lisa Rinna talking to Diana's fiance, and they're just having a kiki right now. He's like, oh, I love your blazer. I want your blazer. Again, that's her fiance. We see Kyle come up and she's dressed like Morticia Adams during Christmas. So we already see that Erika is shooting back these cocktails. It looked like she's at least 2 or 3 in. I'm like, Lord, are we about to have a repeat? I think we are. So in walks Kathy Hilton, like she's just in this chic black number. Her hair and makeup is killing it right now. The girls are gagged too. I think this is their first time seeing her this season. You can tell by the way they greeted her. We found out that Diana already knows Kathy Hilton, but more so as Paris's mom. So I'm guessing she's friends with Paris. It's really funny, when Kathy enters the room, she really easily becomes the center of attention. And last but not least, my girl Garcelle. Like her first appearance in this episode, 56 minutes in. We got 3 minutes left in this episode and she's just coming in. I've missed her. Now, as far as what she's wearing, this is a tie for worst dress. It's not bad, but it's not great either. And y'all, I think I'm shocked to say that I'm gonna give best dress to Crystal. Like, she is holiday appropriate, she's sexy, she looks great. Yeah, she wins. Like, just immediately when Garcelle hits the scene, it's just like we finally get her confessionals now, which is pretty snarky towards Diana. You definitely notice when Garcelle isn't in the episode, unlike some other cast members. Ooh, Garcelle, like, I love you, but I just do not like this top. It looks like, somebody from Project Runway made this for you, like on the fly, like for a Christmas challenge. So then we see Garcelle complimenting Crystal, just saying, you look really thin. And Crystal's like, no, I'm not. And then Garcelle's like, nope, take the compliment. Now, I'm not sure if that was offensive or not. I didn't see it as, but, y'all let me know in the comments. Did y'all think this was offensive? We about to see offensive in a few, but someone on Twitter pointed out that what Garcelle said was rude too. So this exchange opens up a casual dialogue with Crystal talking about her eating disorder and a drunk Erika. Not a good mix. So now she's asking Crystal all types of inappropriate, invasive questions about her eating disorder. Goodness gracious. So, very cringe moment. Like, you can even see the reaction on Garcelle's face. So Crystal's talking about how she just doesn't like to consume food because she feels guilty after eating it. And then Erika actually suggests laxatives for her. You do not suggest laxatives to somebody with an eating disorder. But of course, Erika isn't getting any type of social cues because she's drunk. And probably on some pills too. Poor Crystal, like, can somebody change the topic? Can Garcelle help her out here? Like, just say, oh, let me talk to you. Let's talk by the bar. Like, but no, like, Erika keeps talking. So Erika still keeps asking Crystal questions. Oh my God. Crystal is being a good sport about this, but this is just too much and it's very cringe. Now Erika's saying, yeah, instead of vomiting up, I'd rather just poop it out. Crystal looks so uncomfortable right now. Like, she doesn't want to tell Erika anything, but she needs to stop being polite and say, girl, you're being offensive right now. Oh my goodness. So then a waiter comes by with, I'm guessing chicken fingers. Erika grabs one and then Crystal goes over. She says, you can't have this. This is a chicken finger. And laughing, like everyone's heads turn and the credits are rolling, and that is where the episode ends. A mess. And then we see Erika saying, I need another drink, and Crystal just looking sad. And of course, after this scene, Bravo got to make sure you don't get any backlash, so they put a little screen of where you can call someone if you're having an eating disorder or something like that, a hotline number. But yeah, I enjoyed this episode. It was cute. It was an interesting filler episode. Like, even Beverly Hills filler episodes are entertaining. Now, y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode, and y'all, that mid-season trailer, I mean, this season needs to be nominated for an Emmy, period. But with that, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all for the next episode. Bye.